Hello, everybody. Yoko Double 7 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 11 and 13 Atlanta Braves taking on the 16 and 7 New York Mets. This is Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Braves and the Mets. Classic NL East matchup. Both teams have one game apiece. It's the rubber game of the match. Who's going to come out on top? Will it be the Braves? Will it be the Mets? We'll find out in 9 innings time. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Leading off, the second baseman, Kelly Johnson. Batting second, the left fielder, Gregory Blanco. Batting third, the right fielder, Jeff Francoeur. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Mark Teixeira. Batting fifth, the catcher, Brian McCann. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Mark Coste. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Martin Pardo. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Brent Lindbridge. And batting ninth, the pitcher, John Smoltz. On the mound for the Mets, it is Nelson Figueroa. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 3.85. 1 win, 1 loss. He's pitched 18 and 2/3 of an inning, allowed 13 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 9 walks. We're here at Shea Stadium, which gives nothing to strikeouts, but a +2 to walks and nothing to home runs. And with that, Kelly Johnson makes his way up into the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts it off. He's batting at .284, and we're ready for the first pitch of the game. And it is a 6-6, column 6, row 6. It is the @ symbol. So we're going to start this game off with the result of it being the @ symbol. When you roll the @ symbol as your result all for the pitcher card, you'll resolve the play using the ballpark card. So we'll resolve play off of Shea Stadium, and that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a fly ball back there to Chavez to the left field. He'll run back, make the catch, and out number 1. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the New York Mets. Chavez will be out there in left field. Beltre will be in center. Church at right. Going around the horn, we've got Wright on third. Reyes will be at short. Castillo will be at second. Delgado will be at first. Castanova will be behind the plate. And Figueroa will be on the mound. Jorge Blanco batting at .216. 1 out, nobody on. Infield at normal depth. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-11. That is an 11. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away, and that'll bring up Jeff Francoeur batting a .280. 2 outs, nobody on. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. It's a wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we're just going to roll for the batter. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a fly ball back there to the right field. Church will get underneath it. And out number 1. So the Mets retire the Braves in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the New York Mets. Leading off, the shortstop, Jose Reyes. Batting second, the second baseman, Luis Castillo. Batting third, the third baseman, David Wright. Batting fourth, the center fielder, Carlos Beltre. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Ryan Church. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Carlos Diago. Batting seventh, the catcher, Raul Castanova. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Endy Chavez. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Nelson Figueroa. On the mound for the Braves, it is John Smoltz. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 4.50. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 22 innings, allowed 21 hits, 27 strikeouts, and 10 walks. With that, Jose Reyes batting a .298. And we're ready to start the bottom half of the first inning here, and that's going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. Strikeout plus. Now, on a K plus, we add 10 to the strikeout range, plus any modifiers from Shea Stadium. Shea Stadium is a neutral when it comes to strikeouts, so therefore the strikeout range stays the same. On a 1 to 16, it's a 16. We add a 10 to that. It's a 16. Struck him out looking. Struck him out, and let's take a look at the starting defense for the Atlanta Braves. We've got Blanco out there in left field. Coste will be in center. Franco will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Pardo on third. Lindbridge will be at short. Johnson on second. Teixeira's at first. McCann will be behind the plate. And Smoltz will be on the mound. Luis Castillo batting a .221. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5. Row 4, that is a walk on a 1 to 17. That is a 6. It is in range, because remember, we add 2 to the range for the walks. And with that, Castillo will trot on down to first. David Wright, 1 out, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 12. Whenever we have a runner on base, we do roll for strategy. David Wright batting a .313. Infield at double play depth, and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, strikeout plus. On a 1 to 19, that is a 1. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that'll put 2 away. So with 2 outs and runners on base, we do add a +1 to the base run rating. That'll bring up Carlos Beltre. Beltre batting a .276. Strategy roll is a 10. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a blank. We consider that a blank right now because John has not faced his allot number of batters. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. Ground ball down the first baseline to Teixeira. He'll make the play there, tag the base. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, but the Mets do leave 1 stranded. We go to after 1. We're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Mark Teixeira, Brian McCann, and Mark Coste due up for the Braves. Mark Teixeira batting a .209 and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. Now that is a split result. So split results off of the picture card. How you resolve it is you take a look at the batter. Is the batter left or right-handed? In this case, Teixeira is a switch hitter, so he is batting left currently right now. So we're going to look to the left-handed side of the slash. And that'll be good for a base hit past the pitcher. And with that, we have a runner on first. Strategy roll is a 4. The Braves are going to hold off. Infield is at double play depth. Brian McCann up. He's batting a .241. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 3-2, sorry, column 3, row 2. That will be a walk plus. So same thing with a K plus, where we add 10 to the range plus the modifier for the ballpark. In this case, it's a +2. That is a 22. That is a 14, and that'll be good for a walk. So with that, the Braves have runners on first and second. Strategy roll is at 18. Mark Coste batting a .247, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Strikeout on a 1 to 7. That is a 2. Struck him out. And that'll be 1 away. 1 out, Runners on first and second. Martin Pardo up. He's batting a 304. Strategy roll is a 13. The infield is still at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-6. Column 2, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-7, the 14 is too high. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double star 5. It's a fly ball back there to Beltre. Beltre will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. We'll check to see if the show will advance to third. We subtract 1 from the base run rating. That is a 1. The die roll is a 4, and that is higher than the 1, so no advancement there for Teixeira. And that's going to bring up Brent Limbridge. He's batting a 500. Strategy roll is a 5. Infield at normal depth. And the pitch. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a strikeout plus. On a 1-26, that is a 13. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Braves will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Ryan Church, Carlos Diago, and Raul Castanova due up for the Mets. Church batting a 306. And the pitch. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Double star 3. It's a fly ball back there to Francoeur. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Carlos Diago batting a 315. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Power hit to Coste. So on a power hit, we'll take a look at the question mark line here. For a single, it would be on a 1-8. A double will be a 19-14. So what we'll do is we're going to roll 1d20 to determine what the play is going to be here, what the outcome is. It's an 18. Coste goes back, eyes it up, and makes the catch and puts 2 away. Castanova is up. He's batting a 241. And the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Home run chance on a 1-18. The 15 is in range. He needs a 5 or less. It's an 18. It's outside of the range for the home run. So we'll take a look at the dice roll here. At the 2d6, it is a 3-4. Column 3, row 4. Double star 6. It's a ground ball to the shortstop to Lillibridge. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Teixeira, and that will retire the side as the Braves retire the Mets in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 2, we're tied at 0. But at the top of the third, John Smoltz, Kelly Johnson, and Gregor Blanco, Jorge Blanco, due up for the Braves. Smoltz, he's got an average of, so far, batting average of 125. So he's batting a 125 right now for Smoltz. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a range play at the ballpark. So on a range play, we check the first number in the outfielder's arm, in the defensive arm, and that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball to Chavez. His range is on a 1-5. If he rolls a 6, he won't make the play. It's a 2. Chavez will make the catch. And that'll put one away, and we'll go to the top of the order. Kelly Johnson, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Johnson, 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a walk on a 1 to 22. That is a 1. And that is a 1. So 1 out, runner on first, infield at double play depth. And the strategy roll is a 4. And that is going to be a hit and run. So Jorge Blanco is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's a hit and run attempt. So hit and runs work like this. All ground double play ratings will get a -2. All base run ratings will get a +2. All home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half, and we round those down. All lineouts are considered double plays with the exception of the error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. It is a base hit down the first baseline. Johnson goes to second, but does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 2 to 6. That is a 5. And he will advance to third, and that'll put runners on the corners. So runners on the corners, the infield is playing in, and that'll bring up Jeff Francoeur. 0 for 1 today. Strategy rolls of 15, Braves holding off. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4, that is a walk. On a 1 to 9, that is a 1. That's a walk. And that loads up the bases. So the bases are loaded with 1 out. Bases are loaded. The infield is still playing in. And that'll bring up Mark Teixeira. Teixeira, 1 for 1. Strategy roll 17. Braves holding off. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Teixeira, remembers, a switch hitter, so he's batting left. That is a walk on a 1 to 24. That is a 10, and they're going to walk in a run. So the Braves walk them around the block, and they'll score a run. So bases are still loaded with 1 out. Infield still in. Strategy roll is a 16. It's 1-0 Braves. And Brian McCann is up. He walked his last time up. Braves holding off. And the pitch. And that'll be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6. That is a blank. McCann. And that'll be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. It's a single out there in the right field. And with that, the Braves will score another run. Bases are still loaded. Jeff Francoeur will go to third, and the stop sign goes up. And remember, the rule is he would go, so Jeff would go from second to home. Base run rating is a 0 then. If the ball is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner advances, otherwise hold. So Jeff, ABR is a 1. The die roll is a 3. He holds. Teixeira's base run rating is a 0, so that's where the -1 comes in from Church. So bases are still loaded. The infield now is at normal depth with 1 out. Mark Koste, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 7. Braves holding off. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a base hit. Koste, being a left-handed batter, he'll smack a base hit past Figueroa. Another run is scored. Teixeira on third as he waved around to go home to score. He'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2 to 6. It's a 2. It's in range. Teixeira's waved home. Teixeira will score. That's a 2-run RBI single by Mark Coste, and the Braves are up 4-0. One out, we're still here in the top of the third, and runners on second and first. Strategy roll is a 20. It is a pickoff attempt. And unfortunately, Nelson doesn't pick anyone off, but we'll still show the number there. Martin Pardo, 0 for 1 in pure normal depth with 2 outs, with 1 out. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3, fly ball to Church. He'll make the catch there. And McCann will hold at second. We subtract 0 from the base run rating. However, that is a -1 from Church. So it is a 5. And with that, he will hold. So, 2 outs, 2 runners on, and Brent Lillibridge is up. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a strikeout. On a 1-16, that is a 9. Struck him out. So 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and the Braves will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Endy Chavez, Nelson Figueroa, and Jose Reyes due up for the Mets. Chavez, batting a .500. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a strikeout. On a 1-4, that is a 12. The 12 is too high. 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball down the first baseline. Teixeira will get it. Smoltz will come over. Teixeira tosses it underhand to Smoltz, who tags the base and puts one away. Nelson Figueroa up. He's in 6 games, and this is his 6th at-bat. No average just yet. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-25. That is a 15. Struck him out. So 2 away, 2 up, 2 down, and we go to the top of the order. Jose Reyes, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a strikeout. On a 1-6. That is a 3. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Braves retire the Mets in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. And after 3, it is Braves 4, Mets 0. We go to the top of the 4th. It's John Smoltz, Kelly Johnson, and Jorge Blanco. Gregor Blanco up for the Braves. And with that, John Smoltz, and taking a look here at Nelson, he can face 6 more batters before he is considered tired. The bullpen for the Mets starting to warm up. John Smoltz, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-11, the 18 is too high. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. It is a pop-up to first base. Diago will get underneath it. And out number 1, we go to the top of the order. Kelly Johnson, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strike. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, power hit to left field to Chavez. On a 1 to 3, it's a single. 4, it's a double. 5 to 8, it's a triple. It's a 13. Chavez will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up Gregor Blanco. Blanco 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Strikeout on a 1 to 11. That is an 8. Struck him out. So the Mets retire the Braves in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Luis Castillo, David Wright, and Carlos Beltre due up for the Mets. Castillo walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. It's a ground ball to Lillibridge. His range is on a 1 to 3. It's a 4. Lillibridge can't make the play. And with that, Castillo will get on with a base hit. Lillibridge's first range play, so he's 0 for 1. Strategy roll 16, David Wright up. Wright is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 16, Mets holding off, and the pitch. And it's a 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout plus. On a 1 to 19, that is a 13. Struck him out looking. Struck him out, 1 out. Runner on first. Infield at normal depth. Carlos Beltre 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 17. Mets holding off. And the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3. Column 4. Row 3. Strikeout plus. On a 1 to 18, that is a 12. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away. Strategy rolls a 1. It is a steal attempt. McCann will add a +1. Nothing from the bat from the pitcher. So the way we resolve steals is Castillo is a switch hitter, so he's batting left. We'll look to the left-handed side of the slash under the SB rating. That is a 0. We'll add any modifier from the pitcher, from the catcher. In this case, Khan will add a +1, so it's a 19 or less, and he will steal second. That's a 14. And with that, Castillo will steal second base. So he gets the steal there. Ryan Church is 0 for 1. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a strikeout on a 1 to 12, 17, too high. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Base hit out there in the center field. Coste can't get to it in time. And we've got runners on the corner. Carlos Diago 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 8. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Possible error. So on an error check, that is the number in the bracket. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. Ground ball to second base to Johnson. Error range is on a 1 to 6. It's a 3. Johnson makes an error. It's an E4. It's a one-base error as a boot the ball. So Diago is safe by an E4 error. That'll score a run. It's 4-1, and as the Mets cut the lead down to 3. And that is going to bring up Raul Castanova, 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 2. And the remaining of the runs here become unearned for John. So they will not count against him here. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 20, that is a 9. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Power hit to Coste. On a 1 to 7, it's a single. On an 8 to 20, it's a double. It's an 8, that's going to be a double. And it's a one-hopper off the wall, and another run comes in to score on an RBI double by Carlos Diago. It's 4-2. The Mets cut the lead down to 2. Strategy rolls a 12. Endy Chavez up. Chavez is 0 for 1. Infield normal depth, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. And the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 4, the 8 is too high. And that'll be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1, double star 4. Ground ball to Teixeira. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. And the Mets will leave 2 stranded after 4. It's Braves 4, Mets 2. We go to the top of the 5th. It's going to be Jeff Francoeur, Mark Teixeira, and Brian McCann due up for the Braves. And with that, Nelson can face 3 more batters before he is considered tired. Jeff Francoeur 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. And the pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3, that is a blank. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a ground ball to the shortstop to Reyes. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Mark Teixeira 1 for 1 today with a walk, a run, and an RBI. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Possible error on a ground ball. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Ground ball to second base to Castro. Error range is on a 1 to 6. It's a 10, no error there. And that'll put 2 away. Brian McCann up. McCann is 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI. And the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Strike on a 1 to 7. That is a 3. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Mets retire the Braves in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs. It's a very easy inning to score there. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Nelson Figueroa, Jose Reyes, and Luis Castillo due up for the Mets. Nelson 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Are they going to let him take the hit? They are. And that'll be a 1-2-3, column 2, row 3. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Ground ball to shortstop to Johnson. He'll make the catch there. Johnson's error is on a 1 to 6. That is a 5. Johnson throws it wide. It's a throwing error, 1 base error. On that one, and Nelson will get on by an E4. We go to the top of the order. Jose Reyes is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 3. Infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1 to 10, the 18 is too high. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. It's a base hit past the first baseline. And with that, we have runners on first and second. Figueroa will hold at second. He would advance from first to third on a 2 through 6. That is a 1. Strategy roll is an 11. Mets holding off. Luis Castillo up. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored on the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Strikeout plus on a 1 to 17. That is a 10. Struck him out. And that'll be out number 1. David Wright, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 16. That's holding off. Pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Strike on a 1 to 9, 19 too high. To right, 5-3, column 5, row 3. That's a base hit to center field. And that'll load the bases. Figueroa will go to third as the stop sign goes up. He'll go from second to home on a +1 to the base run rating. That makes it a 1. The die roll is a 4. However, the 4 is higher than 1, so therefore the rule says if the roll is higher than the base run rating, he holds. Needed to roll 1, and the bases are loaded. Ryan Church, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 4. Mets holding off. That's all. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a strike. On a 1 to 8, that is a 2. Struck him out. Ryan Church, 1 for 2 with a run scored. And the pitch. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1, double question mark. Now, double question mark off of the pitch, when you roll it as a result off of the pitcher card. It's the only thing you follow. And with that, Smoltz can actually face one more batter before he is considered tired. And that will be on a 1 to 10 for the double star, 16 too high. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, ground ball to the shortstop to Lillibridge, who will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Braves retire, and that will retire the side, so no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And the Mets, however, will leave them loaded after 5. Braves 4, Mets 2. We go to the top of the 6. It's going to be Mark Coste, Martin Pardo, and Bent Lillibridge due up for the Braves. And with that, we do have that call to the bullpen for the Mets. So the Mets are going to go to the bullpen. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mets. Nelson is done. And they're going to bring in Brian Stokes. So Stokes is going to come in. He comes into the game with a 1.80 ERA. No wins and no losses, does have one save. He has pitched 10 innings, allowed 10 hits, 14 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Nelson, he went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 4.55. Mark Coste, he's 1 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and 2 RBIs on the day. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3. Row 2, that is a strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 7. Struck him out. Martin Pardo. Pardo is 0 for 2 and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a range play. Real quick, Chavez is 2 for 2 on his range plays. We didn't take a look at that when that last range came up. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, double star 4. It's a fly ball to Beltre. His range is on a 1-4. That is a 1. He makes the catch. And he's perfect. He is 14 for 14 on his range plays. Bent Lillibridge, 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. It's 2 up, 2 down for the Braves. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-6. The 16 is too high. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to right. He will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Mets retire the Braves in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Carlos Diago, Raul Castanova, and Endy Chavez due up for the Mets. And we have a new pitcher on the mound as well for the Braves. And they're going to go with Royce Ring. Yep. So Royce will come into the game. No wins, no losses. He's pitched 4 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Take a look at the stats here for John. He went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.66. So 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for the Mets. Carlos Diago, 0 for 2, and the pitch. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a wild pitch. No one's on, so we're going to roll for the batter. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, double star 2, ground ball to Lillibridge. And that'll be out number 1. Raul Castanova, 0 for 2 with a double and an RBI. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, possible error. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, base hit out there into center field. Error range is a 0 for Coste. That is an 8. It's too high. So no error there, and a runner on first. So 2 outs, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 16. Endy Chavez is up. He is 0 for 2. Strategy roll 16. Infield at double play depth. And the pitch. And 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Ground ball to Lilliebridge. So we'll check for double play rating. Johnson will be the pivot. It's a left-handed batter, so pivot will be second base. -1, 0 makes it a 2. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating. That is a 2. And however, it is a 3, so nothing on the ground double play rating. So it is going to be a force out. Castanova gets forced out at second. And Chavez will get on with a base hit. Stokes not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Reyes. He's batting at 200. Royce tired. Strategy rolls a 9. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double star 1. Ground ball to Johnson. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Mets. After 6, it's Braves 4, Mets 2. We go to the top of the 7th. Royce Swing, Kelly Johnson, and Gregor Blanco due up for the Braves. Mets have a new pitcher on the mound to start the top of the 7th. And they are going to go with, they're going to bring in Scott here. And Scott will come into the game with a 1.91. Scott Schroewis. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Brian. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, and ERA of a 1.64. Royce Swing, and here is the pitch. Royce not going to take the hit, and they're going to bring in Omar Infinite to pinch hit. Omar batting a 400. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Fly ball back to the Beltre. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Top of the order, Kelly Johnson, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a hit by pitch. That is an 11. Scott will add a +9. That is a 3. And Johnson gets hit. So 1 out, hit by pitch, sacrifice play coming up. And the umpire tells Johnson to take first, and he shakes it off as he walks his way down. Jorge Blanco, 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a run. And it is a sac play, range play. It's a successful range play by Scott. He'll make the catch there. It's a successful sac bunt. And with that, the out is at first. However, Johnson will go to second on that. So 2 outs, run on second. Strategy roll is a 4. And Scott is now tired. Jeff Francoeur, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. And the pitch. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a walk plus. On a 1 to 18, that is an 8, and that is good for a walk. Steal, they're going to send him for the steal? No, they're not. They're not going to send him for the steal. Scott tired. They do need 1 more out. He is giving him the 1 more batter. bullpen for the Mets warming up. Teixeira 1 for 2 with a walk, a run, and an RBI. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, double question mark, single on a 1-7. That is a 4. That's going to be good for a base hit. So Johnson will go to third. He'll come around from second to home on a 2 through 6. That is a 4. Johnson will score. It's now a 3-run game. Francoeur will hold up at second. And with that, the Mets have to go back to their bullpen, and they're going to bring in Carlos Munoz. Munoz will comes in with a 5.57, 1 win and no losses. He's pitched 9 2/3 of an inning, allowed 12 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Scott, he won 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 3.39, but responsible for the runners on base. Brian McCann 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI. Strategy roll 7, Braves holding off. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 3. Struck him out, and Singh, take me out to the ball game. And with that, it is 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors, and 2 left on for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 7th. And that is going to be Jose Reyes, and it's the top of the order. Jose Reyes, Luis Castillo, and David Wright due up. So they are... They're going to bring in Manny Acosta. Manny Acosta will come in. He comes into the game with a 6.51 ERA. No wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 8 1/3 of an inning. Allowed 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Royce. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 0. Let's take a look at the box score of the game so far after 6.5 have been played here in Flushing. The Braves scored 4 runs back in the 3rd inning, a run in the top of the 7th. It's 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The Mets scored 2 runs in the 4th. It's 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. 11 hits between both teams. And Jose Reyes is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts on the pit. And they do have a little bit of a change here. Costa coming out at center field. And okay. So Josh Anderson will take over at center field. That is the only change they're going to make. Top of the order, Reyes, 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, home run on a 1-7. The 13 is too high. However, that is going to be good for a base hit. It's a 5-3, column 5, row 3. base hit down the first baseline. And Reyes is on with a base hit, leads off with a base hit. So Reyes, strategy roll 1, they are going to send him for the steal. It's an 18, that is a 7, +1 gives it a +2. And with that, Reyes will steal second. Luis Castillo is 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. No outs, and that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a base hit down the third baseline. And Reyes will get on with a base hit. Reyes will go to third. Castillo will go to first. And runners on the corners, infield at double play depth. David Wright is up. He's 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll 7. Mets holding off. No outs yet. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strike on a 1-9, 16, too high. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. And split result off of the batter card. Pitcher is a right-handed pitcher, so we'll look to the right-handed side of the slash. It's a fly ball to left field. Francoeur will, right field, sorry. Francoeur will make the catch there. Out number 1, and it is a sac play. So Reyes tags up. He'll go home, and the Mets cut the lead down to 2. It's 5-3. Carlos Beltre is 0 for 3. Strategy roll is a 6. Is Beltre going to take the hit? He is. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Line drive to Pardo. He'll make the catch. And the runner's doubled up at first. It's a double play. Throws it over to Teixeira. And they turn a double play on a line drive to third base to get out of the inning. It's 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and none left on. For the Mets, we go to the after 7. It's Braves 5, Mets 3. We go to the top of the 8th. Josh Anderson, Martin Pardo, and Bent Lillibridge due up for the Braves. And anything can happen here at inside pitch. And with that, Josh Anderson batting a 167. They're going to leave Carlos Nunez on the mound. However, Castillo will come out at second base. They are going to have they are going to replace him, and Reyes, who was up, is going to take over at second. So that is the only change they are going to make. Anderson is batting a 167, and Anderson going to take the hit. Here, and that is going to be a 5-3, a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put one away. Martin Pardo, 0 for 3. Is Pardo going to take the hit? Pardo is going to take, Pardo is going to take the hit. Here, and that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's to Reyes. His range is on a 1 to 4. It's a 3. Reyes will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down, and Benton Lillibridge is up. He is 0 for 3. Lillibridge going to take the hit. And 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a ground ball to Reyes. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Mets retire the Braves in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Church, Carlos Dialgo, and Raul Castanova due up for the Mets. Manny Acosta done. And for the Braves, they are going to go with Will O'Herman. He'll come in. So Will comes in with no ERA. He's got 1 win and no loss and 1 save. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Acosta. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, an ERA of a 6.78. So Ryan Church, 1 for 3 today, and the pitch. They are going to let him take the hit, and that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Shea Stadium, and that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's a ground ball down the first baseline to Teixeira. Teixeira will make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Carlos Dialgo, 0 for 3. Dialgo, he is going to take the hit. Dialgo not going to take the hit, sorry. And that'll be Raymond Castro. Castro will come in to pinch hit. Castro batting a 1,000. He's batting 1,000, and that's going to be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5, double question mark, single on a 1 to 9. The 15 is too high. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2, pop up, Pardo underneath it. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up Raul Castanova. 2 for 3 today with a double and an RBI. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, possible error. Whose error range are we checking? 1-5, column 1, row 5 to Pardo. Ground ball down the third baseline. Pardo's error range is a 0. That is a 9. No error there. And that will retire the side as the Braves retire the Mets in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And none left on. And with that, Marlo Anderson will come in to take over at first base. After 8, it's Braves 5, Mets 3. We go to, and it's going to be Willie O'Herman, Kelly Johnson, and Gregory Blanco due up for the Braves. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Let's take a look at the box score real quick. After 8 innings have been played here in Flushing, the Braves scored 4 runs in the 3rd, a run in the 7th. It's 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The Mets scored 2 runs in the 4th, a run in the 7th, 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors. So 9-1-2 due up in the lineup. Carlos Nunez done. And they're going to go with Pedro. Yep, they're going to probably go with Pedro here. Yep, Pedro will come in. Pedro Felicio. It comes into the game with a 4.74 ERA. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. He's picked up 2 saves, 5 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Carlos, he went 1 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 4.91. So Willie not going to take the hit here. Let's see. They're going to bring in Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones is going to take the hit here. Jones is batting the .351 and the pitch. Jones, 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a hit by pitch. 6, Pedro will give a +5. 7 is the roll, too high. And Chipper will get on. That's going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That's good for a base hit down the third baseline. And with that, Chipper Jones will lead off with a base hit. So with that, we go to the top of the order. Kelly Johnson is 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs. Johnson going to take the hit here. Strategy rolls are turned off, and the reason they're turned off is we take the difference in the score. It's a 2-run game. Add it to the inning we're in. We're in the 9th inning, so 2 + 9 equals 11. If the number you get when you add the difference of the score to the inning that we are in, if the number is greater than 10, you do not roll for strategy. However, the infield is at double play depth. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a blank. Johnson being a left-handed batter, so on the pitcher card you look to the left-handed side of the slash. And that is going to be a single down the third baseline. And that puts runners on first and second. Chipper will hold at second. He would go from first to third on a 6. That is a 2. Gregory Blanco is 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a run. Runners on first and second, and here's the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, possible error. Whose error range are we checking? And that will be Reyes, 5-6, column 5, row 6, ground ball to the shortstop. To Reyes, his error range is on a 1 to 7. It's a 19, no error there. And with that, we're going to take a look. It's a ground out. Runners on first and second. Jones will go to third on that. Ground double play rating, that is a 2. That is a 3. Johnson will get forced out at second. Remember, pivot is second base for Reyes. So 2, 3, and the roll is higher than the base run rating. So therefore, runners are on the corners. Bullpen for the Mets warming up. Jeff Francoeur 0 for 2 with 2 runs. 2 runs and 2 walks and a run. They are going to let him take the hit here. And he is tired. It's a 3-2, column 3, row 2, home run on a 1 to 5. The 20 is too high. And it's a ground ball to right. He'll make the catch. Are they going to try to score Chipper? Yes. Are they going to go for the auto out at first? No, they are not. So, on a fielder's choice, no change to the base run rating. Jones, it's a 2. So if the D6 is higher than the BR, he is out. Otherwise, he is safe. Jones goes for tries to score from home, right with the ball, throws it to Castanova. He'll make the catch. Jones slides in, a bunch of dust goes up against home on around home plate, and the umpire, after the dust settles, the umpire says, out! Calls him out. Blanco will advance to second, and Francoeur will get on. So 2 outs and runners on first and second. And this time they're going to bring in Billy Wagner. Let's see. No, they're going to call in Donder Sanchez. Sanchez will get the call up here. Here, Sanchez comes into the game. They just need one more out to get out of this inning. Sanchez comes into the game with a 1.23. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 7 1/3 of an inning, allowed 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Take a look at the stats here for Pedro. He went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, an ERA of a 4.28, sorry. Teixeira 1 for 3 and that is going to be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. It's a fly ball to Beltre. His range is on a 1-4. It's a 4. Beltre will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. And the Braves will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Andy Chavez, Donder Sanchez, and Jose Reyes due up. And with that, Mike Gonzalez will come in for the save. Yep, Gonzalez will come in for the save here. And there we go. And Gonzalez will come in. Andy Chavez is 0 for 3. And Mets down by 2. They need 2 to tie, 3 to win. Chavez going to take the hit. Gonzalez comes into the game with a 1.43. 2 saves. He's pitched 6 1/3 of an inning. Allowed 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Stats here for Will. He went 1 inning, no ERA. Both teams went deep into the bullpen. Chavez, 0 for 3. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That's going to be good for a walk. On a 1-17, that is a 5. That's good for a walk. And Donder Sanchez is not going to take the hit here. They're going to go to the bullpen. They're going to bring in Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy will come in. Chavez is getting pulled as well. And they're going to bring in Marlo Tatis. Fernando Tatis will come in to pinch run. So Murphy batting a 429. Infield at double play depth. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Strikeout plus on a 1-20. That is a 16. Struck him out looking. And that is a strikeout. We go to the top of the order. Jose Reyes, 2 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts and a run. 1 out, runner on first. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, home run chance on a 1-18. It's a 6 in range. 7 ties the game up. It's a 10. No, it's a double to Anderson. Tatis on third. He'll come around to score. And the Mets now down by 1. Go ahead run at the plate. Reyes 0 for 1. They're going to let him take the hit. 1 out. Strategy rolls a 12. They are turned back on, and that'll be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. That's a strikeout on a 1-8. That is an 8. Struck him out. And the Mets are down to the last out. Strategy rolls a 17. David Wright is up. He is 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and an RBI. And the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 6. Struck him out! As the Atlanta Braves defeat the New York Mets 5-4. That's the game. The Mets will leave 1 stranded. It's 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. And 1 stranded. Final line score coming right up. So the Atlanta Braves hang on to defeat the New York Mets of a final score of 5-4. Braves 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Mets 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. John Smoltz will get his first win. Nelson Figueroa will pick up his 2nd straight loss, and Mike Gonzalez will pick up his 3rd straight save. Taking a look here at the stats, John Smoltz will get the win. He went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, no errors, 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.66. Nelson Figueroa will pick up his 2nd straight loss. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 4.55. Donder Sanchez, the last pitcher up for the Mets, he went 1/3 of an inning, allowed an ERA of a 1.17. And Mike Gonzalez, the last pitcher up for the Braves, he went 1 inning as well. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.47. So that is going to do it for us here at Shea Stadium, as the Atlanta Braves will improve to 12-13, and the New York Mets will drop to 6-8. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile as you catch the 7 train. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.